Good morning. I'd like to share a song with you that I wrote many years ago. These songs are very personal songs, and this song especially was very personal to me because every verse was about somebody I knew or a relationship I had with somebody. The verse, "The frail old lady in the damp alleyway," was one day when I was sitting in the car waiting for my husband, and I was observing this lady in the alleyway, and she had a little bag in her pocket, and she pulled it out. She had some sandwich or something like that in her pocket, and she was feeding some to the birds, and then she would eat some. And then I noticed the cart in front of her was full of all her worldly possessions. And so I just made note of that and thought about her that day. And then when I was living on the reservation in Arizona, I made friends with an Indian lady. And she told me that she had worked for many years as a housekeeper for many rich ladies in the Phoenix area. And they always made her come in the back door and leave by the back door so other people didn't see her coming into their house. And she told me that they used to give her food to bring home to her children that they wouldn't even feed to their dogs. And those are her words. And so I hope you enjoy this song. It's called "Some of God's Children Are in Disguise." Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children are in disguise. The frail old woman in the damp alleyway, pushing her belongings in a cart day by day, feeding the pigeons from her meager fare, a reprieve from reality of her dark despair. Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children are in disguise. From years of abuse and neglect inside, the young man cries out before suicide. The man that fell to his knees in prison and humbly cried out, "I've been forgiven." Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children are in disguise. The poor housekeeper comes in the back door, is given the crumbs that fall on the floor. The fat, homely child that seems a disgrace will be one of the first to see his face. Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children disguise. The man with the bottle alone is he. He prays on his bed to be set free. Many are those that claim to be his, but only he knows the truth of who is. Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children are in disguise. Just as all things are hid from the wise, some of God's children are in disguise. And just in case some of you are wondering, my husband's nickname as a child was Fat Boy.